All right. So in all of our Socratic discussions that we've had so far, I have given you your prep sheet that's already had on it our discussion prompts, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. How many of you have wished that you had your own questions on there that you could discuss? Okay. And some of you actually did that next step of discussion and come up with your own questions that you added to our already prepared discussions. So today what we're going to do is you get to create the questions that you're going to then prepare for in our discussion. So we're going to use what's called QFT. It's a Question Formulation Technique. And it's a really simple, straightforward tool that we can use to help us get together a bunch of really good higher order thinking questions. And remember, higher order thinking means they're questions that really help us dig deeper, go to a higher level, actually, of discussion so we can understand the topic better through questioning and discussion. So how the question formulation technique occurs is that you will get into little groups. I've got 4 different prompts here that are kind of the concepts or the areas that we want to have our discussion focus around. And these prompts will prompt in you questions about that concept. And so the question formulation technique is that we have, I'm going to set probably 2.5 minutes per question to push you guys to really jumpstart your brain, asking as many questions about that prompt or that are prompted from that prompt in your brain as you can. Just ask as many questions as you can. You're not going to stop to discuss the questions or answer the questions or go, no, that's probably not a good question anyway. If it's a question that your brain just thought of, write it down, and you write it down exactly like it came out. You don't have to go, oh, no, wait a minute, I should probably say this or this or that. I should probably reword that. Write it down as it comes out. And then change any statements into a question. Like this first one, all people judge other people. You might say, oh, yeah, that's true. Instead of, that's a statement. Oh, yeah, that's true. So turn that into a question. Is it true that all people judge other people? Okay. Or, yeah, adding our who, what, when, where, why, how prompts and words to the statements that come out as a result of these prompts. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, just in your groups right now where you're kind of located, like these 4, you 4, let's see.
Can I give it another boy?
I'm going to have you, no, I want a mix here. Okay, so let's do you group over here. Okay, so I'm going to give you each a piece of paper. Choose a recorder. I'm going to put, let's see, we'll start off with 3 minutes on the first one, and we'll push you to 2 minutes on all the rest of the 4 prompts. But you're coming up with as many questions as you can from the prompt. Anything that comes to your mind, you write down in the form of a question. Bill?
So I'm going so we're all a group?
Like you, Chris, Amber, and Genevieve, let's do that. So gather as a group. Make sure someone has a.
And then those 3 and us 4.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can I move my desk back?
Okay. Each of your group, choose someone as a recorder. And everyone's responsible for questioning, the forming of the questions, and helping. Oh, okay. All right. So this is like 3 minutes.
So what do you want me to
thinking of questions? Thinking of questions. Okay, are we with our groups? Yeah. Okay, so your first prompt is all people judge other people. Think of that. Put that in your head. Do you believe that? Do you question that? Do you want to challenge that? Use your who, what, when, where, why, how questions that prompt from this statement here. All people judge other people. And I will be throwing out some starters to help you along the way. Chris?
How do you challenge it?
Do you believe that? Do you say, because I believe something else about that? Do you think differently than that? Do you agree with that? Why do you agree with it? Okay. Is it challenging to you? Can you challenge someone who might think differently?
I'm confused.
Okay. Start asking questions about it then. Okay. Ready? Go.
Okay. So number one,
All people judge other people.
Yeah, questions about that.
Yep.
That's a question, yeah. Like, all people judge people. What are the first things when you read that, first thing that comes to your mind? People judge other people. Do you think all people judge other people?
Okay, so write those questions down in here.
Yeah, do you have questions? Yeah,
Do all people?
Yeah, do all people judge?
How do people? Why do people? When people? Why do most people? What if people?
What if people didn't?
How should people?
Number two, all people are valuable.
Oh,
Yeah.
What makes someone judge someone else?
When should people?
That was mine. What makes
Someone judge someone else.
Is judging people? When judging other people, should.
How can people judge others? How can people judge others?
How is judging other people?
What makes it different if someone judges?
And since when have
How would you say it since it's like short? Okay, oh yeah.
When judging other people, is judging always?
Wait, what was it?
Okay.
Do you have anything, Jen?
How is judging? Where do most people? Okay, let's hear some of our questions that we came up with. Okay,
Did you say one?
actually, read all your questions.
Okay, so the first one we have is, do all people judge other people? And then the second one was, what makes someone judge someone else? How can people judge others? What makes a difference when someone judges someone?
Okay, good. Did any of you have similar questions? Okay, Mel?
Why do other people judge? Why do people judge other people? How do people judge? Where does most of the judging happen? And since when have people been judging? And what do people think when they judge?
Oh, very good. All right, anybody have those? Same questions? Kind of. A few that are like that? Okay. Mason, how about you guys?
Why do all people judge people? Do all people judge people? Why do people judge? Because of culture. Why is judging mostly negative? On what do people judge other people? And can judging be good?
No? Very good. Anybody have those? A few, a little bit. Okay. So, John?
How many judged Hitler? What was Hitler's point of view of the Jews? What would people do if we did not judge? What do people judge you by? When judging, always go work.
We're judging all health and such things. Okay, good. Okay, now a difference that I've seen in the four groups here is that this group had a specific Hitler reference. Remember that we're doing this for the purpose of discussing our unit. So I appreciate the fact that you guys had that unit in mind. So think of that. We're doing this for the purpose of discussing and extending our understanding of our unit. All right. So the next one that we're going to do, and we're going to cut it down to 2 minutes this time. Okay. Now that you kind of know how to get those questions generated. So all people are valuable is your prompt. All right. All people are valuable. Think of all the when I have questions that you can come up with that or from that. All right. So you've got 2 minutes. Go.
Does everyone see about
I'm trying to think along the line of
Does everyone
makes
believe it?
valuable?
What makes people?
I just said that.
How do people value?
Valuing yourself.
What made
When does a person value?
trying to be
How do people's values?
what is
Where do people value?
Other people's values
different? What makes other people's values different?
When people value,
is values and valuable.
okay, our values, you just said our values and valuable, the same thing. Good question. What values affect? Who values?
The same thing?
All right, pencils down. Okay, let's share out our questions really quickly.
Does everyone think they're valuable? What makes someone valuable? What made Hitler valuable? And is values and valuable the same word?
All right, good.
We just have to what makes people valuable and why does Hitler think some people are valuable?
Okay, good. All right, Nathan or Alex?
What makes some people valuable? Why are more people valuable than others, and are they?
Okay, try to finish that one.
Why do people value other people more?
Okay, yeah, write that one down. All right, Colton?
Okay, I have to rephrase this one. All people value Hitler, and why did they do so? Does everyone regret valuing Hitler? What does a person value of another person in another way? And then do good people value bad people?
Oh, all right, good questioning, guys. All right, next prompt, 2 minutes again. People influence other people. Do you believe that? Do you not believe that? How do you believe that? People influence other people. 2 minutes.
How do people influence them and why do they do it?
Go.
Okay,
People influence other people. When do people? Why do
Oh,
people?
How do people influence other people? What about how
Influencing other people.
how many people?
Where do people?
What did you say, Dave?
When influencing,
Influencing others is always good.
How is it influence others?
where people are influenced, they
Don't read the question.
Why is this pen so colorful?
What makes influencing good? Well, what you could say is influencing good or bad.
It can influence. It can. Okay.
what influences?
Do I influence you?
Yes, they look at all. Yes, what do you think?
How do people influence?
Yeah, how do people influence other people? How can people be influenced, and how do they influence other people?
Did you say what makes influencing good or bad?
Here, I didn't cancel.
My area fell out, so she stapled it.
What people influence? What are the influences that people? All right. All right, we're gonna skip right to the last prompt. We're not gonna share out just yet. Okay, the last prompt. People should learn from history. People should learn from history. 2 minutes. Go. People should learn from history. Should people? When do people? Why does history? How does history?
Does it help people learn history?
Yes, how can people learn?
History.
What about history does?
I don't know.
How can history?
What should history?
How can history?
What things in history?
What makes
What makes learning about history
When should learning about history?
None of my
Okay, another one could be like, learn about history good.
history able to repeat itself?
Where in history does?
Okay,
When in history should?
what makes history important? That's a good question.
All right. All right, you guys have come up with a lot of great questions. What we're going to do is, let's see, I want you to come up with in your group, to discuss the questions for each prompt. I should have had you write a line in between, draw a line between yours, so you so you know which good.
Yes.
So you know which questions are with which prompt, because we're going to end up choosing one question to discuss in our Socratic discussions. Okay, so what I want you to do in your group is to pare your questions down to your 2 best questions. What qualities do good discussion questions have? I just asked a question and no one's, because no one's answering. You're doing lots of other things. Do I have your attention? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here is your question. What qualities do good questions have? How are you going to know which are your two best questions? Bill?
The ones that make sense.
Okay, they make sense. Okay. Is your name Belle? Does that question make sense?
Yeah. No.
Does that mean it's a good question?
Yeah, because it is a
Question. Asking something that
Okay. All right. It does need to make sense. You are correct. What else does it need to have? Nicole?
Maybe it starts with the hello when we're like,
Okay. Why would that be a good quality?
so it's not like, so you know you're actually asking. The question is not like.
Okay. When is your birthday? That started with a when. Does that make it a good question?
No, for some things.
For some things, yes. So more of the who, what, when, where, why, how questions, starters, is a good quality. Okay. Jade?
It's like connecting with like what you're talking about.
Okay, if it's directly related to what we're talking about, good. Alexis?
something that makes you think, like something that makes you think more.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Something that makes you think more.
Think more, like what? Expound on that.
Sort of like when you ask for a riddle, like I kind of want more riddles after I figure one out because I want my brain to be able to think more. And like when you ask one good question, you want another.
Okay, so it prompts another question or another statement. Good. Kelsey?
It has to be related to the prompt.
Okay, related and on target. Good. Belle?
Maybe if it has something to do with the topic.
Okay, so related to the book or the topic. Good. All right. So if you have the question that there's a definite answer to, and you can find it and you go, this is the answer, and everybody says, yep, that's the answer. Is that a good question for discussion?
No,
Why not?
because it should be more different so that everyone has a different opinion on it.
Okay, not that everyone needs to have a different opinion, but if there are more opinions, what does that do to the discussion?
It develops it more.
It develops it more deeply. Yes, good. Colin, and really fun.
It would also help because like you can, it's what you think, but like that might not be the full answer and there's little pieces missing out of it
That require you to do what?
to get more information for it.
Yes, to get more information, get more input. Yes, be able to share. Okay, so I'm going to give you just a couple minutes. Pare down all the questions that you have to your two best questions, and then we're actually going to vote on which questions you feel are the best discussion questions, so that we can prepare for your Socratic discussions. Okay? So we need 2 minutes for that.
Okay.
So I don't think one is do you think we should do that?
Yeah.
I think what Hitler why does that because I couldn't answer that right away. How do people
At this point, you can fine tune or rephrase a little bit. This question actually would be a super good question if you just rephrase it slightly.
Yeah.
how did Hitler why did he get him down to why
I don't know. I'm just looking at it.
he was in power, so I tend to get I understand.
I was just trying to think of bananas. And I went back upstairs and I'm like, I'm hungry. And then I was like, ooh, peanut butter. So I took a jar of peanut butter. Whatever I call it. I used to see it.
We're gonna vote.
No, free.
Okay.
The one time for a minute.
Oh.
Everyone was just like, I was the only one.
Only 2 questions.
I did that. Yes.
I agree.
Oh, yes.
Alright. Okay, what I'm gonna take your questions. High five. Alright, thanks guys, we've got, just 5-10 minutes basically to get this done, so we actually have to, get moving pretty quickly. I need, your 2 best questions, and then we're gonna vote on those, and then you will put those on your prep sheet and prepare for our. Oh, okay.
It's not under the all people judge.
Okay, well, you're supposed to pick 2 for each category, so. Okay,
Oh.
so pick up, I'll come back to you. Colton?
We put for the first category, how many people judge Hitler? And then,
I need all voices to stop.
and then
Except Colton.
what would we do if people did not judge?
What would we do if what?
People did not judge.
Okay, let's see, Bill, your group?
Since when have people been judging?
Okay, and? Another one, Bill?
What do people think when they judge?
What do people want?
Think when they judge?
Okay, let's see, Jabin.
Why is judging mostly negative? And why all people judge people?
All right, Kate.
What makes someone judge someone else?
Okay.
And what makes a difference when someone judges someone?
All right, you know what I'm gonna do for time's sake? Excuse me, I'm gonna have the rest of you hand in your sheets, marking which ones are the best, in your opinion, your 2 best. I'm gonna type those up while you guys take your quick break. All right, so I need your sheet, I will get those typed up. You can take a quick break, and then we'll come back and start right in on our association session. Okay? I was waiting for that.
It's actually funny. If it was actually living, it would be sad, but it's just too old. It's really funny.
Yes.
Walk portion.
Weird. I was laughing. It was just like, my hand is everywhere. Guys, it's me. Have you guys ever
Why is this always not real?
I need that.
That's my.
No, it's not. She's alive.
You just locked me in. Oh, sorry, Kira.
I just spun it.
What?
I can fit through it.
Really? China.
Jane. It's so funny. It's not a real animal. I've never seen you.
All right, so we've got tons of great questions. In your seats, please. All right, we are going to, we're going to highlight here the questions that you feel are the best questions to discuss. And then you're going to put those on your discussion prep sheet. And then prepare for that, and we'll have our discussion at the end of this period, okay? So, for all people judge other people, we're talking about judging people. We have a lot of judging going on in history, right? And specifically in World War II and the Holocaust. All right, so let's see, we have how many people judged Hitler? What would we do if people did not judge? Since when have people been judging? What do people think when they judge? Why is judging mostly negative? Why do all people judge people? What makes someone judge someone else? What makes difference when someone judges someone? Okay, remember, our purpose here is to choose our best question that we feel can give us the deepest discussion about our book, about the history that we've been learning about human rights, all of those different topics that we have discussed over this quarter. How can we get most of that learning being able to share through discussion questions? Okay, so I want you to look right now. You pick out your 2 favorite questions that you think, ooh, that would be a really good one for us to discuss. I can think of a whole bunch of stuff that I can say because of what we've read or researched. Okay, so you pick out your 2 favorite right now. You need all eyes on the board. You can't be picking out your favorite if you're not even reading the questions. And then we're going to vote, and we'll choose the one that we're going to come up with. Got it picked out?
Yep.
I lost
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I got it. Did you miss it? Okay. We'll just do that.
I'll turn that off.
Okay. So, how many for number 1? How many people judged Hitler?
How many times can we vote?
Twice. Your 2 favorite. What would we do if people did not judge? Since when have people been judging? What do people think when they judge? Why is judging mostly negative? Why do all people judge people? What makes someone judge someone else? What makes a difference when someone judges someone? Okay, so why is judging mostly negative is the one that we're going to go with for this topic. All right, good. The next one. Yeah, we've had problems. Yeah. This isn't being cooperative. All right, number 2, all people are valuable. Your 2 favorite ones out here. What makes someone valuable? Why are some people more valuable than others? What makes people valuable? Why did Hitler think people aren't valuable? Did everyone agree with Hitler? When does a person value other people in other ways? What makes Hitler valuable? Do people value bad people? All right, how many for number 1? Why are some people more valuable than others? Number 2. What makes people valuable? Why did Hitler think people aren't valuable? Did everyone agree with Hitler? When does a person value other people in other ways? What makes Hitler valuable? Do people value bad people? All right, so it's when does a person value other people in other ways? Very good. All right, 3rd discussion question. People influence others by doing bad or good things. What influenced people in Hitler Youth? And there's one in here that was similar for each of you. That's why they're said. What should people learn from history? Oh, that one actually should have been down here. I hope I have that down here.
Oh, then
yeah. How do people influence others? What makes influencing good or bad? What makes people influence each other? How do you create influence? All right. How many for number 1? What influenced people in Hitler Youth? What should we learn from, we're gonna skip, sorry. How do people influence others? What makes influencing good or bad?
There was two for that last week.
What makes people influence each other? How do you know you're being influenced?
I know this.
Oh, yeah. All right, and the last question. People should learn from history. Do our actions from history influence, I think that should be us now. What makes us learn from history? How does history affect today? History repeat itself. What should people learn from history? What should people expect from the present looking back? How can history affect learning? Is learning about good? All right, so pick your two favorite. Coming for number one, do our actions from history influence us now? What makes us learn from history? How does history affect us today? Does history repeat itself? What should people learn from history? What should people expect from the present looking back? How can history affect learning? Is learning about history good? Okay, we're missing some. Okay, so let's see. Our two here are how does history affect us today? Does history repeat itself? Vote for one of those now because they're either tied. Okay, so choose one of those. 24, how does history affect us today? Okay, all right, so that's the one we'll pick. All right. Okay, so here is how we're going to do this. Mrs. Henningsen, there's a stack of papers on my desk there, Socratic discussion prep sheet. Mrs. Henningsen's going to pass out your prep sheet. You're going to write in the boxes where I have always had your questions before. You're going to write these questions, okay? Number one. And then you're going to prepare your answers. I'm going to give you, okay, this is taking longer than I planned for, and I don't want to rush our conversation. Last time we had, was it 13, 15 minutes? I can't remember what our
It wasn't long enough. It wasn't 15 and then you were 13.
Okay, and you wanted more time. So, because we're trying to get this all done today, because this is the end of the order, I don't